Hello everyone and welcome to a new IBM RPG sample video. This is episode 9 of the series Learn RPG on IBM with VSCode. In the previous video we introduced arrays and data structures in RPG. We learned how to store multiple values, process arrays using loops, and work with arrays of data structures. Today we're gonna continue with arrays, but now using more modern and powerful RPG features. In this video, we're going to talk about lists, how to simplify array initialization, how to use for each, and how to use modern forms of select. So let's go. Before continuing, let's quickly remember what an array is. An array stores multiple values of the same type. We saw this in the last video. So for example, we can have something like this. We can have names with this type and a dimension of 3, for example. Okay, this will create an array with 3 elements and we can access them individually this way. Names 1 is equal to John, names 2 that is equal to Mike, and names 3 that is equal to Anna. As we saw, we can initialize an array manually, as I did here, assigning manually a value for every position of the array. If we have an array of 3 positions, okay, that's not so much, we can do it, but imagine we need to do the same with 5 or 6 positions. That starts to be a little difficult, so much to write, okay? Okay, let's introduce list. The list built-in function allows us to create lists of values easily. For example, we can have this. Instead of this, we can do something like this. Names that is equal to list of John, Mike, Anna. That is better than writing 3 lines of code assigning in every line a value to a position of the array. This is much cleaner and much easier to read, so we can remove this. Of course, in the example we are using a list with alphanumeric values, but of course we can use lists with numeric values in the same way. So, for example, we can have numbers with this type, dimension of 5, and then we can have numbers equal to list 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. In this case, every element is initialized automatically with the indicated value. Okay, we are saving lines of code this way. Well, a list is not just for initializing arrays. There is something very interesting in lists. Let's see an example. Let me remove all this. Well, imagine a customer that can have a customer type, for example, customer type A, B, C, D, etc. Okay, imagine we have read that code from disk and we need to check if the customer has a code or another for doing something. Okay, then we'll have something like this. If customer type, well, let me declare customer type this way. Okay, now if customer type is equal to A, or customer type is equal to B, or customer type is equal to C, or customer type is equal to D, and in that case we'll do something, some code. Okay, well, we are checking that if a customer is of type A or B or C or D, then we'll do something. Well, this is a little harder to write, to read, and to maintain. For this we can use a list, and we don't need to assign the list to an array. We just can do something like this. We can do the same this way. If customer type in list A, B, C, D, some code. Okay, this is much cleaner, much easier to maintain and to read. Imagine we need to add a new code, we simply add it to the list, okay? E. And we don't need to add a new line of code or customer type is equal to E, okay? Because this can be a little more complex than it is here in the example, okay? Well, until now we process arrays using a loop. For example, a for loop. Let's see an example. We have this variable, and we can do for I equal to 1 to lm of names. We can declare names here, names, for example, okay? And then send message of names I. Okay, this works perfectly and is still very common in RPG. But modern RPG also provides another option. Let's talk about for each. Well, for each allows us to iterate through arrays without using indexes. We don't need them. Okay, let's see the same example here with a for each loop. For each current name in names, okay, this is wrong, this is a for, okay, send message current name, okay. Well, this is completely the same as this, okay. As you see, in every iteration, for each is loading the content of that position in the array into the variable, and then inside the loop we can use it for whatever we need. This way we don't need indexes, we don't need counters, we don't need lm. This loop automatically processed all the elements of the array, and of course we can use leave or iter if we need it, okay? For each is very useful when we simply want to process all the elements. For example, displaying values, validating information, searching, etc. And the code becomes much more readable. Well, in the previous videos, we were talking about the select statement. It is just as this: select when condition, do something, condition 2, do something, other, do something, okay? It is something like this. But now that we know about the lists, we can use the select in a different way, depending on the case. Imagine we need to check about the value of a variable. Now, instead of writing the variable in every when condition, we can do something like this. Select variable, and we can remove this. We can do when is value, do something. Well, this means that if the variable is equal to this value, then RPG will do this piece of code, okay? And also we can do when in list or array, okay? That means that if the variable is inside a list of elements or inside an array of elements, then RPG will do something, okay? Of course, we have an order for the rest of options. Okay, as you see, we are setting the variable in the select expression directly, and in every when condition we are talking about the variable content. Then we can use when is for just for checking that the content of the variable is equal to a value, and we can use when in just for checking that the content of the variable is in a list that can be written directly here using list and the list of values, or if you want, you can write an array always with the same type of the variable. If we are asking for an alphanumeric variable content, then you need to use a list with alphanumeric content or an array with alphanumeric content, of course. There's other thing, you can use a range. We are not talking about that, but it is something like this. Okay, we can then use a when in also. Okay, we'll see it later in an example. Okay, now let's create a small program where we can combine all these concepts together. Let me write the code. Let's talk about it. Let's declare some variables. Customer type of character 1 position, current name, we are gonna have a names array, and we are going to have an age. Okay, okay, let's initialize names to a list of elements: John, Mike, Anna. Okay, customer type will be a B, customer age will be 33, for example. Okay, well, let's see an example of for each. Okay, well, let's write all the customer names using a for each loop. Very easy. For each current name in names, and then we send customer name plus current name. Okay, just this way we'll be writing the names of all the customers in the list. Okay, now an example of if with list. Well, for example, we can do something like this: if customer type in list A, B, C, then we'll send a message: customer type is allowed, for example. Okay, well, now let's do an example of select using when in. Well, if customer type, select customer type when in list A, B, C, we'll send a message: priority customer, for example. When is C, D, normal customer, other case, bad customer, for example. Okay, And imagine we need to see if the customer age is correct. It's between two values. Okay, we can use a select for giving some kind of prices of something to the customer. Okay, select using when in with range. Okay, well, select. Now we are going to use the customer age. Okay, when in range 1 to 18, young customers, adult customers, veteran customers, all customers. Okay, so we are checking here about the customer age. If it is between 1 and 18, both values included, then we'll send message customer, then we'll send young customers. If it is between 19 and 35, adult customers, between 36 and 60, veteran customers, and in other case we'll send all customers. Okay, well, we have made a big example about all this. Let's see if it is if it compiles. Okay, it has compiled correctly, and now we'll see if we can run it. Lists, run action, call program, and this is what I'm getting. Well, let's see the example that we have written. We have made an example of how to go through the array using for each and writing the all the customers' name. This is the result: customer name John, Mike, and so it is working correctly. Now with this piece of code, we are checking the customer type. That was B, and if it is inside the list, we are sending customer type is allowed. Well, we are getting customer type is allowed, so it is writing the correct message. Then we are checking with select using when in the customer type. Well, the customer type was B, so it is using this when in condition. When in list ABC, we are writing priority customer. This is what I'm getting here, priority customer, so it is writing the correct message. And now checking about the customer age, we are checking about the ranges of the ages, and as the age is 33, and we are getting adult customers, okay, because it is between 19 and 35, so it is sending this message. So all the example is running correctly. Well, this is modern RPG style: cleaner, more readable, and easier to maintain. So in this video, we continued working with arrays and modern RPG features. We learned how to initialize arrays using list, use list inside conditions, process arrays using for each, and write cleaner select statements using when in and when is. And also we have been talking about range. These features make RPG code much more expressive and modern. In the next video, we'll continue working with arrays and data structures. We need to learn how to search for elements in the arrays without using loops. And we'll talk about other important concepts. I hope you liked the video and that it was useful to you. Remember to like and subscribe if you are not already. See you on the next video, and thanks for watching.